Welcome to our live stream. We're the developers of Coromon. I'm Jochem. This is Marcel. Started the project quite a few years ago, and we're finally in a state where we're ready to show it off. And today we're going to do that with a quick playthrough through, I think, the first 3 big cities, but with a lot of skips. We don't like to spoil a lot of stuff, so we won't be showing everything, but there's definitely some new content here for the players who already know us, and still enough for the players who don't know us. So let's just get started.
Let's jump in. So we'll be doing a quick demo module.
Yeah.
If you've already played the demo, you probably know this already.
Well, this is a battle in Coromon. The familiar turn-based combat should be right on. Let's just
jump in.
We'll just go through this pretty quickly, I think, so we can start the actual demo. The battles will be explained later on, but just some teaser stuff here.
You already showed the new condition?
I think so, but I think we'll have that later as well.
Very good.
Well, quick teaser of a potential system. Let's explain it now, I think. And then why not? As many of you know, Coromon is an RPG, which we have a classic leveling system, which lets you increase the stats every level. But next to that, we also included a potential system, which in fact is a custom stat system, which lets you customize your own Coromon, which is of course great for online battles when we implement that.
Yeah. And that's a win. So now we're going into the actual game.
The actual game, yeah.
This is our player bedroom. We wanted to design it in a way so that the age of the character you're playing is not set in stone. So you can feel more connected with the character you're making.
Yeah, you could be a 12-year-old, but you could also be a 28-year-old, 32. It's all up to you, so you can live your own experience as this RPG.
The question coming in.
How long have we been working? Well, I think it started 7 years ago, and 1 year later Marcel joined in, as in it was too big of a project for myself, so you ring light.
Could have done that. Well, here we are in a character creation screen. That's actually a cool RPG. You can create your own look. Let's go ahead and randomize a few times to create our ultimate look.
This one is fine.
Okay, let's take it. Let's take it. Never played this game before, so.
Well, that's some typical Dutch name.
No game sound.
Oh wait, is there no game sound? Let's have a look.
Let's see if we can fix the game sound.
First round screwing.
While Jochem is trying to fix the sounds, I'll just go ahead and play the story noise.
Always good.
So this is one of the mini games in the game. Just a fun little extra. We plan to add a lot more of these in the full game. Let's see if we can set new high score. How's the sound coming in?
Not perfect yet. Check if this does anything. Audio inputs.
Jochem keeps looking at the audio on his play it on.
Just imagine some nice background music.
It's very nice.
It's very good.
So in this room you can already see some nice interactables. We try to make the world a bit lively. So you can see if you're standing in front of the TV for Dexter, he's shouting for his mom. Pizza boxes.
Still no sound right, I guess.
Now we're going into the station scene. In this scene we try to convey a lot of emotions. And to do that we decided to use not only dialogues but also the emojis. And actions in the cutscenes like jumping and running around. And that way we try to convey emotions as good as we can. Little fun fact, in this station you can see a lot of NPCs. And most of the NPCs are from some other place in the game. So you might already see some things coming in the full game. Areas, characters. Let's get on the train. Here we are, it's campus. It's the headquarters of Luxolis. As a player you start working for Luxolis this day. And yeah, this is the headquarters where you start your organization. As you can see here, we also added we try to make a realistic world, so we have two gates here, for example. One is for going out, one is for going in. So with small things like this, we try to make a fun interactive room. Let's continue on. We'll meet two strange guys. We thought it would be a fun way to tell the players about the demo by including ourselves in here. So this is just a short explanation of what the demo can do. the limitations of the demo. And as you can see, they also say to wishlist again. So if you haven't done it already, please do. And report into session tools. And this is one of our other interesting features. You can select your own built-in difficulty level. And recently we even added a custom difficulty mode. So we can show that here. Well, you can see we divide it into easy, hard, and randomized settings. And you can customize the difficulty however you see fit to make the game as challenging as you see fit.
I think for this playthrough we can best hold on for the hard difficulty settings here.
Yeah, so just take it easy.
Also the randomizer wouldn't be a nice idea, I think.
This is the best mode, Swarmy only.
Swarmy only, always good.
Could be fun to check out. Randomized quests, randomized starters. And there's a seed here, so if you share this number with friends, you can both play the same experience. Let's do this. Well, this is the part where you can say whether you follow the training before. So if you say, no, this is my first visit, you get the full tutorial experience. But let's just for our sake of gameplay say that we already have done the tutorial. I guess it's
trying to fix the audio here. It seems on macOS we need an additional application to record desktop audio. So definitely.
I think I can restart it. Can you?
Sorry. What
Restart so I can reload it? Can I go to the
Yeah.
after all?
Oh no, you did.
Thank God we have autosave.
Let's speed it up a little. This with developer powers.
Turbo mode. Of course, we use our own developer mode, and in that we can skip texts and animations and fast forward to specific points in the game. So let's use reasonable difficulty.
Seems to be some people having echoes. No, it's the echo of your voice, I think.
And I need to speak louder.
I think there were two audio inputs. I think I just deleted the audio inputs. Very professional here. I think we're just one audio input now.
Okay, check, double check.
Please let us know.
Apparently I have a headset with a built-in microphone. So let's take the less extended course this time. Choose somehow. Well, here we can choose our own gauntlet color. If you want to customize your look even further, just, let's take the red. Since we took the less extended course, we also immediately get the stink module here. This is a Gauntlet module. With these modules, we try to add some new gameplay to the game. There will be a lot of different modules or different functionalities you will get throughout your gameplay. Okay. Now we're just skipping forward to the starter selection. One fun fact is these characters over here. We got Christopher, let's see, Sid. And I believe this is Nicholas. In the past we did 3 contests. What's worse? Okay.
Let's take your microphone then. My MacBook is blowing a lot of air at the moment. So
start again. I did bring my headset, but it's.
So just turn on your headset then? Or?
That's okay. This is okay. Then you have an
Wait, isn't your microphone working over there?
I'm not sure if it's on now. Then we could use this one, just this one. Okay, another check, double check. Please let us know if you can hear us now.
Having no successful audio, speaking progress.
I should just switch to a Windows computer. So as I was saying, these NPCs over here, they won naming contests we did in the past, and they named our starter monsters. This one works.
So the music is slowed down. How does that work?
Alright, can you still hear us? Trying a different microphone. Will just be sounds good. Awesome. How's the voice? Can you hear the voices? That's noise cancelling.
Perhaps no, let's just talk louder, I think. Perhaps that works.
We can just sit over here as well. So we got sound now, we got quiet voices, better than nothing I think.
Look at that. Started to get positive over here. So yeah, let's in-game music is higher than your voices. Let's turn that down a little bit then. Shouldn't be too hard. How's this then?
Can you turn up the input?
No, that's already at full master volume.
So we'll just have to shout a bit.
Yeah, we'll do that then. Alright, awesome. So I'll explain a bit about what we're seeing here. We're finally getting to the actual main quest line of the game. I think this game distinguishes itself from other games by having a futuristic setting, and this futuristic setting allows us to do a lot of things which are normally unbelievable, but can now have a role in the game. For example, what you see now is in Titan Essence. It's the essence gathered from a Titan, but it's
It's very volatile. It can be contained with just simple human technologies.
Yeah, basically what you're going to do in this questline is defeating 6 very big JRPG bosses. So they are not strong trainers, but they are definitely distinct creatures which you can't catch though. But they are JRPG bosses with they have their own personality, their own backstory, their own skill set, which is unique in that they don't exist on any other Coromon. So that's a summary of what you're going to do, but definitely it's combined with a lot of side quests, people you get to know, such as Rigel, which you just seeing here, and Rigel asked us to go to him. So let's just start on the quest.
Rigel's named after the star, as you might know. You have to buy the stars out there. Another fun fact, Velua, it's named after Dutch woodlands around here. There's quite a number of Dutch references in the game, with us being Dutch. So we got this Luxrico RC, which was used for quick traveling throughout the tutorial. We hand it back here, and we get some normal Lux vehicles.
Might be able to show some concept art of the Lux Recall. Let me just have a look if that works in the stream. Look at that. It works. So this is what the Lux Recall, what you've been using to teleport around the campus looks like. This is we had a lot of concept art to eventually come up with this item, but this is the item which eventually became the Lux Recall. Let us sit closer again.
To talk.
I see a question appearing here. So for the late game of the Coromon, I think we balanced them right for even early game and late game. As in they definitely have a role early game, but I think their role changes at late game. As in they are more, matched to each other, I think. As in they all have their own role late game.
Yeah, they should all be viable. Get rid of that.
I think so.
Right, yeah, visual again. Well, let's take a quick look around the campus, just to show the vibrant colors which were made by Lighter Thief. He's also in the chat. I imagine.
Say hi to him.
We also got lots of hidden items. If you like exploring, you can find stuff in lots of places. Also, if you don't like looking for stuff, you can find chests.
Yes.
So let's go to Leben.
Wait a minute, by the way. Let me just use some developer power again to show off a Gauntlet power, which you haven't seen yet. So this is one of the other Gauntlet powers, which you'll be able to get later in the game. I just enabled it quickly. But yeah, this chest, for example, is way easier to access when you have this power. You can just create holes into the environment, and which clears the path for you. Only some of them.
Let's go on an adventure.
So this is the first route. It's not a lot of grass over here, but there's grass you can find your favorite Coromon, as in Swarmy is here, I think.
No, Swarmy isn't.
A little further, I think. Well, this is just one of the side quests you'll have tons of in the full game.
Yeah, but you won't want to catch a monster fire. So let's try it. Burn the grass as well.
I think you can burn the grass, but I think there's grass underneath it at the moment, so just going off script, but you can show it, I think.
Okay, we'll try that later. Let's see. Oh, we got a spinner. Spins are the items that contain Coromon.
Well, let's go ahead with the concept art again, as in the concept of the spinners. Well, you'll see a blade-like object here. You've probably seen it as well when Marcel threw his own Coromon in the battle. So for the spinner, we had a lot of phases where we didn't know what the objects to contain Coromon in would look like. As in, what was the cube? Was a globe-like object? But yeah, so the first phase was like this. Just made it a little smaller. concept art. So this is the first phase of our search to the spinner.
That's enough.
Yeah, there's a lot of concepts over here. We discussed this with a concept artist, which created this concept for us, and we just had brainstorms about what could it be, as in what shape, what functionality, how does the Coromon shrink, how does everything work. Well, luckily we have a futuristic setting, so a lot is possible. But yeah, this is the first phase. I think the actual spinner isn't even in here.
No.
So that's more, I think, for the next phase. So I do think we have two of these. So eventually we came out with a spinner, as in it was one of the concepts in the concept art, I think, and we wanted to look further, as in, is it really doable to create a lot of objects from this, as in a lot of types and a lot of different effects.
Different strengths.
Yeah, different strengths. So we started looking at how does it work, and well, you see some designs about the different elements, the different type variations. And later I think we came up with the more technical stuff of a spinner, as in how does the player throw it, how does
it fold in, how does it fold out, how does it even catch the Coromon.
So a few different effects, which eventually resulted in what you see now in the game. We do have some announcement there, I think, as in we're gonna revisit the spinner animation, as in the catch animation, to make it more unique, to make it more fancy, and you can see that in some of the upcoming updates will probably contain that new animation. So that's a bit about the spinners.
So let's try to burn some grass then.
Yeah, there's grass underneath.
Yeah, as you can see, the tiles are still below here. We didn't prepare this. But in the full game you will be able to clear out grass patches. And you could even find some hidden items.
Did we even show the stink module yet?
No, not yet. I'll do the sideways first. Also we just got. And we learned a valuable life lesson. And we get him right back. We've had a lot of streamers giving the Coromon a stupid name, then giving to Jochem thinking like,
always fun to watch.
Then they get him back and they're stuck with also with a stupid name. Stick module. So this is another cool module. It allows you to prevent Coromon encounters in one patch of grass. You can already see the visual effects. It gets darker. You can just run around, not get any encounters.
It's very useful for if you, for example, the bridge here after has a very long patch of grass, and sometimes you need that part to get back to the train hub again to heal your Coromon, and yeah, it's just a last savior.
Coromon cakes.
Well, Coromon cakes aren't really, that was explained there, if you couldn't read that fast. What it said was that Coromon cakes aren't really cakes at a repel cooldown there, but Coromon cakes aren't really cakes for humans. They would taste really bitter and chalky, but for Coromon the cakes are just just what they need to
Feel strong again.
feel strong again, I think.
It's like dog food. Humans don't eat dog.
Yeah,
I think.
something like that.
Most of them.
Really a fan of the cake concept, by the way. Really came out well. It's obviously a replacement for the poisons, in all kinds of RPGs. But, well, cakes just have way more charm to them, I think.
Doesn't like cake.
Doesn't like cake.
Is the offer already?
Yeah, you can, I think you select it with a personal, right?
Yeah, that was over now.
Ah. For the next level. Shortest path here. Personal favorite Coromon? Well, mine is Armadon, which is the last stage of what you see here.
That's good. My favorite is, I think, well, if you did play the demo, you can fight us as well. And those three are my favorites. So that's the third form of Gauntlet, the third form of Dunpod, and Digma, Waffle.
Are you at the Darudic?
Oh yeah, that's Gary.
Yeah.
Sense skeleton. That's true. Sharky's now. So Jochem likes this one.
Let's guess it. Perhaps it's also a good moment to explain the potential system a bit about the game.
Yeah, that's it.
Just
Stay hydrated.
potential. Well, what you see now is the potential stats, which you get every certain amount of XP. And Coromon with higher potential, which is an internal value which you can actually spot from the outside, and then it's not a fully hidden stat. Let me try to explain it a bit. What you just saw was a normal, a standard version of the Armada, but we can trigger an encounter which has a different version of it. Let's just show the first one, which is the potent version. Just do a level 1. Oh no. I think I used the wrong command here.
I lost the hormones.
Let's use developer powers again.
Chest. The golden chest at the waterfront. It's one of the
most desired chest of all game, I think.
There's actually nothing in there at the moment. So we were showing potential.
Yeah, let me think how to show it. Perhaps we can show it in a new town here, as in Hayville. It shows one of the Coromon being potent. A lot of puns in the game as well.
So we have to fight this one first. So.
For the quest, yes, you do. I think, though, that you don't have a team which is strong enough. Perhaps we can. If this command works. Well, we just made it level 10, so it should be enough.
Someone wants to make their own game.
Well, I think let's see how it's. I think just start and look. Because we started out with a way different scope than Coromon itself was at first. As in, we didn't have animated sprites, we didn't have other people doing art, doing sound. We just had proof of concept stuff, placeholders, and we just tried and looked if it was fun to play and stuff like that. And after that, just sometimes the best solution is a really simple one, as in you don't always have to spend a lot of money to get to the result you like. As in our characters all share the same base. You just have little parts placed on top of them. And stuff like that, as in the character creation being all kinds of little parts. Eventually makes a scope, as in we created, I think, 200, 300 characters in the whole game, but with limited resources, as in just coming up with something efficient, which you know is gonna be viable the whole game. So I think the animation is a little slow here. I think that's because of the admin power I just used to speed up.
It's very delicate.
You know, it's really delicate, yeah. But perhaps we should skip ahead and have a look at some of the new areas, since we just have 12 minutes left.
Oh, sure. Let's go.
So this is some content which haven't been shown yet to the public. So we're just going to start it out. There's also some admin power which teleports you to a certain state of the game, which you use to test out stuff, of course. So let me explain where you are. You are now at Pawbury. It's the next town after the end of the demo, which ends in Dona Island. Well, Hayville is a town full of old people, I think.
Yeah.
And those old people are living along with Perkies, as in Perkies are literally the mascot here, I think. The Perkies help the people, and the people help the Perkies here. And you'll find a lot of people talking about that. Eventually, you reach a bigger Perky, as in stage 3 of Perky, which is able to communicate with you with telepathy. And that's the way he guides you towards the second Titan, which is not in this dimension, but actually in another dimension. And well, we won't spoil too much, but yeah, let's just start the quest, I think. It shows you a little bit about the portal, how to go to the other dimension. Before Pergas will let you go to this dimension, I think he wants to know you are skilled enough, worthy enough to be in another dimension, because you won't. It's a very delicate situation, as in there are curses in the other dimension which shouldn't get out there. Alright, so let's just skip to the mention for here. So he asks you to show empathy. You can do this in the mansion in the city. Perhaps you can show the city already. Just have a quick walk around there, so we know where we are.
So it's just a large manor garden. Here's the city center. There's a few buildings.
Go to the manor, I think. Or we could show Desert Town instead, at the Darudic, instead of do the puzzle, which takes a decent amount of time.
Take a
can take it to quick look. Yeah,
Start
sure.
part of the quest. Don't have to stop it.
The animation is slow in the beta as well. Good to know, as in we'll fix that very soon.
The other red over here says something is haunting the cellar. So we'll take a look to see what's down there. The search just made its guest appearance.
How do you conceptualize a Coromon from start to finish? I think.
Nice question.
Great question, of course. I think that goes differently with each Coromon, I think. As in, some of the Coromon we had a brainstorm about what should the sources be, as in what should the inspiration be, should it be a, for instance, a crab or what, something like that. And then we'll come up with the unique features about it. And then we're going to discuss this with a designer, which actually does the most of the monster designing, I think, as in they create the most of the design. But some of them are really just the outcome of the designer itself, as in we just give the designer the freedom to create the Coromon they like, and yeah, so that just works perfectly.
Quick question, was Marcel? I'm Marcel.
Yeah.
Marcel.
Now I'm Jochem.
And when do you obtain the burn module? Oh, in this town.
Yeah,
During
you'll do
this,
it this time instead.
Challenges. So we'll have a quick look at this first trial. We are helping someone in this basement, and we have a hint over here, define to show the two away. So well, the only thing to do is take this teleporter.
Yeah.
Then we come in a new room, which looks about the same, but there's something different here. And you might notice lots of objects have
Directions written down. But yeah, it doesn't really say you where to go. As in, there are a lot of directions. Do you need to go up? Do you need to go down? But what you have to do here is figure out what what it means, what is written in the book. As in, what does it say again, Marcel?
to show the true way.
Deviant will show the true way.
What do we have to do then?
Very, yeah.
So you might have noticed this table doesn't have chairs anymore. Which it does have over here.
So once you find this this thing being odd, you probably have the clue about what you have to do here. As in, each room will be something else will be different. They have different directions written on them, and you have to find what's different. And after that, you have to go in that direction. I think that one of the statues here.
Too bad. Let's continue to the next area.
Yeah, I think after this you'll because the reason this room is so weird is because a drum mask, which is a Coromon which likes to pester other people, he cursed this basement, which is explained a little bit before this, and after you figured out the whole puzzle, you have to fight him, and it resolves the curse from this mansion, I think. So let's go to this, the ruling.
Yeah.
So let's come up with some new area again, which is Desert Town, which we call Desert Town, but that's just a code name. It's really called Darudic. I think we have a new teaser Coromon for in the. I think I put it in this afternoon. So let's just hope this goes alright.
Another question from Christopher. Out of the ones that have been revealed, which is your favorite?
Yeah, I think it was mentioned at the start of our stream. Mine is Armadon.
From the ones revealed, I would say, like Muffle. That's a Dutch name as well. Over here we have the well, it's been redesigned at least. It was a centigrade.
Yeah, it's got a totally new design, I think. We weren't pleased with the old design, so that sometimes we just decide to we want the game to our full pleasing, I think that's the word, and that means sometimes we gotta get rid of some designs and replace it with others. But I'm really happy with with how this one this one makes you feel hazy. That's a new condition we added in the beta. Perhaps we can explain it here because you get it back again. So what being hazy does, doesn't show you here, but it's shown on the name tag. Being hazy causes you to use twice as many energy. I think we haven't explained that mechanic as well. So normally these skills would take way less energy, but yeah, being hazy just doubles it.
It's so confused that you need more energy to focus. That's the idea. That's great.
You missed again.
You played some Half-Life. Okay, now we need to rest because you're out of this.
You're not gonna lose. Well, opponents need to rest as well. So yeah, that's just one of the new Coromon we haven't shown yet before. But let's show some cutscenes I think in here.
Yeah, so we're now in. We just went to the desert. We arrived to a new town. No idea what's going on. Now we have to pay an entry.
Thoughts?
Yes, true. They already heard that the next Titan is in the Valley of the Dawn. So that's what we are looking for. The guards don't want to say anything to us. This guard apparently wants to help us.
He's new. Perhaps we can explain the taxes here. I added this this afternoon. There's an issue going on in this city, and you heard it before going here. The Sultan just introduced some new laws, which is very odd because the Sultan had the same laws for like 10 years. But you warned about this before going here. But you see this in every part of the town, and all of the people are talking about it. It's very weird that the Sultan introduced new laws. This means you'll have to pay a tax on all the shop items, which are increased here. And there's a entry pass before going into the train hub. So you just have a weird setup here, which where the Sultan is really ripping off its citizens, and yeah, that's what you're seeing over here. Well, in that context, we can go to Archie, and he tells you a little bit more about this.
So the guard pointed us to Archie, which is an archaeologist. She's quite mad. So apparently there's something going on here as well. The archaeologist can no longer go go into expeditions. Which means no one can get to the Valley of Dawn, and we have to go there for our titan. So we have a problem.
Tease it towards some Luxollus reorganization.
Yeah, not only Noctis, but also Luxollus might get some changes to the organizational structure. What's your favorite time?
Yes, the turn up is text. You can go there. Just a single text though, because constant text would be too annoying. So this whole town is a rip-off. My favorite town, I think it's this one.
Yeah, this one has a nice feel to it.
Yeah, I think I like the music the most, and how this is very.
Let's take a quick walk through the town.
Yeah, let's do that. There's a lot of happening in this town, and then you see the kids here over here. It really represents a lively town, I think. There's a spa over here. There's a palace. I think it's the town with the most unique elements over here. So everything is really.
We're going to meet Archie now.
Yeah, he was waiting here.
So for her plan to work, she wants us to get a guard uniform. That's one of the screenshot Saturdays we did once. First Coromon designed.
I think Armada was one of the first, but it has a redesign.
The birds as well. Silkwood.
Silkwood?
Well, the second stage.
Yeah, I think not a lot of them really survived.
The redesigns.
No, I think everything got redesigned, but at least their designs, as in their original design, has been reused to create the new one. Some of them just had a new animation, I think.
So yeah, this is basically a sneaky mission.
Luckily, NPCs can't see past a single line.
Very sneaky. That would be a call. Oh, that's too bad.
Yeah, I think Marcel needs to break it a little more.
Let's go to the next.
Yeah, I think that was the areas we wanted to show you. But we can show some concept art of the Gauntlet, I think. And then people haven't started to see that yet. So, well, we've showed a lot of the Gauntlet. Well, not just a tip of the iceberg of the Gauntlet over here, with just 2 powers. Perhaps we can show the visuals of a new power? Perhaps. The Tremor power is also something which you guys haven't seen yet.
Christopher is offering to do a dance dating sim game. Well, Christopher, if you send us a video of what you have in mind, we'll take a look at it.
But yeah, the Gauntlet, showing a new Gauntlet power here, the Tremor power. We won't show what it does yet. You can fill it in yourself, and then you can use your imagination there, I think. But yeah, the Gauntlet can be used for all kinds of stuff: burning, causing a earthquake, tremor, pushing. I think we haven't even showed it yet, but yeah. So pushing as well. But the Gauntlet can do all kinds of stuff. But what is this Gauntlet actually? So for that we also came up with a lot of concept art, and we're going to show you how this design actually looks like in real life. Well, in higher resolution. So if you have audio, that's fine. Let me see. So, the Gauntlet, the first concept art draft here. Make it a little smaller so we can show everything. Also here a lot of things we tried over here, and eventually came out with with our actual design, which is seen I think in the third draft. But this is just some of the designs we considered. We're not considering the in-game element here because the in-game sprite could be any of these. But we're really trying to figure out what it would look like in a high-resolution sprite. So that's why we continued our search to the Gauntlet, and yeah, eventually went with more concept art. So let's just delete this one. Get the next one. So this is the second stage where I think we had some feedback on our concept artist, and he used the designs we liked the most and worked out some of the mechanics, as in how does the power come out of the Gauntlet, how are modules installed, the color on your Gauntlet, the color gem, how thick is it, all kinds of stuff we considered. I think this one contains the actual design. I think try to find it in all of these.
That's the one at the top.
Looks most like this one, I think.
Can you see?
Yeah, with the gem.
Can you see the mouse?
I think they can.
Well, the one in the top center.
Yeah, in the top center, that's the one we actually went for. You see the yellow things here. Those are actually clips for the spinners. So your spinners are included in your Gauntlet, but the folded in spinners. And what a battle researcher does when he gets a spinner out is he pops it out, and it folds when it gets out of the Gauntlet, and after that he throws it himself with the hand, just to make the actual Gauntlet itself slim and lean, instead of a thick one as seen in the center of the screen.
Yeah. Get a question: what would the Gauntlet be used for? Well, it stores your spinners. There you go. And we can use powers to interact with the world, like pushing stuff away. We can burn stuff away. So we can remove obstacles, solve puzzles.
And there's a lot of more possibilities which we won't show yet, but we will show those on our social media when we have those finalized, as in when we are sure this is going to be it. Because sometimes we remove those and replace them with others. So yeah, I think we're mostly out of content here.
If you still have any questions, feel free to ask them now. Otherwise we'll be checking out.
And always remember, add us to the wishlist.
Yeah, that helps us a lot.
And yeah, talk to your friends about this. And we hope you enjoy our demo.
Should you still have any questions after the demo, feel free to join the Discord as well. We're mostly active there. There's a link on our title screen.
We can plug it in.
Chat. It's just discord.gg/Coromon.
Yeah.
And then you get an invite. And then you can talk to us directly.
I'll send the link in the chat.
How did we come up with the SP system? How did we come up with the SP?
I think we looked at how other RPGs differs from the Pokemon games, and we looked at what did we like the most. As in, Coromon is actually a game of all kinds of elements which we like the most. As in, we think what kind of story do we like the most, what kind of Coromon do we like the most, what kind of mechanics do we like the most, and that's how Coromon came together. And yeah, I think... Oh, we can't send any links over here.
Let's just do that.
Perhaps we can trick it. No, let's try that. Yeah, the SP system, I think it just made sense. We tried it out as in how does this affect the battles, the turn-based battles, and we actually really liked it, how it introduced some resting turns. Yeah, I think comparing it to the PvP of Pokemon, it's just yeah, in our opinion, it's a better system.
Yeah, we also have a lot of skills which either drain or simply remove your SP or your opponent's SP, so it adds way more depth to battles.
Yeah, we try to use the SP mechanic to include in our traits and our skills and our whatever, and yeah, it adds a new depth in the battle system. So yeah. Are there any more questions, guys? Let me install it quick. Switch. I'll have to get it close. The battery's getting low. Let me use the keyboard for this. So let's switch to the push module. What the push can do is, you can see that here. For example, logs or wine barrels or stones, which look in the way of the player. You can just try to push it, and sometimes it will actually push it away, allowing you to get certain hidden items or even go in the essential direction you need to go.
Essentially.
So, are there any more questions over here? thanks for the wish list all.
Yeah, thanks for joining our stream.
Yeah.
And for the questions, for the wish list, for hanging out. So let's.
So I guess that's our content which we wanted to stream, right?
Yeah. So shine bright, everyone.
Shine bright and aim for the sun. See ya.